What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Forward Progress. It's another Thursday Night Football breakdown between the Rams and the 49ers presented by FanDuel. I'm Jason Cooper here, joined alongside Fabian Sommer. And listen, this week we have a big NFC West matchup. We got the Rams coming off a big win in what will definitely be known as probably the game of the year, game of the last 5 years. Who knows? Meanwhile, the other side of the ball, we have the 49ers who have bounced back with a dominant win against the Bears. I mean, big divisional matchup here, Suma. A couple of injury reports to go through. We don't know about Isaac Guerrero yet, questionable for the game. Nick Bosa, Drake Greenlaw for the 49ers. Couple questions here for the 49ers defense. Suma, can you quickly break down the side and total of this game for us here?
Yeah, I think you alluded to it. I think Nick Bosa, I wouldn't call it up in the air. I mean, he's questionable. He got one limited practice in. The first one in about 4 weeks, I guess. Beat reporters are indicating that he's going to be back. The problem is we don't know in what capacity, whether he's going to be close to fully healthy, full workload. We just don't know. I think after getting in only one limited practice in 4 weeks, I would assume that we are not going to get the full Nick Bosa workload. So there's that. In general, I think this is a very good matchup for both of these offenses. We saw it back in week 3 or week 4 when those teams played for the first time. It was already no CMC. Brandon Ayuk was still in, but the Niners were without Debo, without George Kittle, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp were out. So and that game also landed on 51 with some late Rams magic. Was a fascinating. It was the Juan Jennings 171 yard 3 touchdown game, I guess. Going back to this matchup, let's talk about the Rams offense against the 49ers defense first. This 49ers defense has been bad against the run for much of the season. And without Nick Bosa, I mean, if you take a top 3 edge rusher out of a defense, it sucks life out of that D line and out of that defense in general. They were not good at all against good offenses like Bills and Green Bay. They got run all over. Like I said, we don't know what his workload is going to be. Probably like a 50-50 workload or something like that. If there's a surprise that he's not yet ready, I mean, it would favor both the Rams offense even more. But the 49ers defense last week, they looked much better against the Bears in the box score. But I mean, that game is by far not comparable to what they're going to face tonight. The Niners got 7 sacks, mostly because Caleb held onto the ball. And we saw some pictures on Twitter like Bears receivers are running all over the place into one spot. I mean, this is just a bad Bears offense where an underwhelming Niners defense looked much better than they are against. Also, like I said, the Niners have a bad run defense. Going into the Bears game, they ranked 29th in success rate against runs, non-QB runs, and 26th in EPA per play. And I think the Bears had 3 or 4 runs until the game was 24-0 and it was basically over. So the Bears did not test it, and they were also not in a game script to test a bad Niners run defense. And tonight, this is going to be a completely different matchup. Rams, I think they stylistically on offense, I think you can compare that run game a little bit to what the Bills are doing. And the Bills had a very good game on the ground against that Niners defense. Nick Bosa being back in some capacity will absolutely help, but I don't think that Nick Bosa not being completely healthy will do wonders for this defense. Matthew Stafford, drastic splits between pressure and clean this season. I think this is a game where the Rams can run the ball, can pass protect well if they can handle Nick Bosa when he's on the field. And then they can run their play action off of it like they did last week against the Bills. So I just don't see too many paths where the 49ers defense can generate too many stops here. Let's flip side. I think Brock Purdy is or might be close to being fully healthy again. A much better game against the Bears last week. One game was working, quick game was working, yards after catch was working. This looked like a Kyle Shanahan offense that we have not seen in recent weeks. Even though they got, I think, extremely unlucky at Buffalo, they were able to run the ball well, and I think all of their first 7 drives, like field goal, missed field goal, punt, missed field goal, fumble near the goal line, punt, touchdown. So it was not like they got extremely demolished at Buffalo. They just got unlucky, and the game got out of hand quickly. And this Rams defense, I mean, the Bills basically, after abandoning their run game, still move the ball very easy. I mean, Josh Allen is like an alien at quarterback, but I think the way this Niners defense is set up, they should be able to run the ball well. The Rams still have a very young front seven. They've gotten torched against the better run games in the league mostly. They have like underwhelming rush defense metrics against a very soft run offense schedule. So I think Kyle Shanahan will test them. I think that Isaac Guerrero playing might matter in this one, because with that speed, I think as soon as they can create some holes against that Rams defense, and there will be holes, I think he's the guy who can absolutely torch them. And yeah, there's a lot of air in the secondary for the Rams. I think Brock Purdy is going to torch them. And to cut a long story short, I think both offenses have very, very good matchups. The over went as high as 49.5 yesterday. Then we saw under money coming into the market. I think that was also tied. I was on the wall, but I think that was tied to Nick Bosa looking optimistic. Now we are looking at, after a small bump to the over this morning, we are looking at 48.5. I like the over here. Like I said, we don't know what the workload for Nick Bosa is going to be. But even with Nick Bosa, I think that the Rams should get some scoring drives together. And yeah, I'm personally liking the over here.
Yeah, and the Los Angeles Rams are one of the teams who give up some of the most explosive plays in the NFL this year. So love that look. Got to wait for those Guerrero props to drop to kind of see and get a good full picture of his status, I guess, and if he's going to play and how much he's going to play. Right now, like you mentioned, the Niners -3, -105 on the spread, and the total over on FanDuel 49.5 towards the over at -102. Suma, any props you're looking towards here? Quickly, I'm just going to jump in with one. I know you mentioned you like Guerrero props; those aren't really posted just yet. But one that I'm looking at is the Matthew Stafford anytime touchdown. Right now, it's priced at 25-1 at FanDuel, which is the best price in market. And I mean, Rob's talked about it a little bit. It seems like quarterbacks tend to score more in these bigger games or these standalone games. I don't know if that's might just be a small sample thing, but at 25-1, I like my odds with that. I'm going to throw a dart at that for an anytime touchdown score. Is there any other props, that you like in this game?
Not really. As of right now, I was hoping, or I was looking at Isaac Guerrero to have a sneakily great game against this Rams defense. But now we don't have any props available. We also still don't know whether he's going to be on his full workload. So lots of uncertainty there. If he's like fully checked in later, I would not hate the idea of a SGP crafted around a big Isaac Guerrero game, maybe tied with a Rams money line or something like that, to get some decent odds. But right now, I mean, I just saw a tweet: plans on playing tonight, bearing any pregame setbacks. I mean, this could be a full workload, but we will know later, I guess.
Yeah, and with Kyle Shanahan, you don't really know what's going to happen with his players. He likes to have his little Shanahanigans, is what I call it. So you're just going to have to kind of wait and see pregame here. Before we get into our SGP, bet the NFL season on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. We absolutely love FanDuel here at Forward Progress. They have a great extensive odd menu. I just talked about their anytime touchdown market Oftentimes, they have the best price in market. So if you love playing those markets, make sure you play them over at FanDuel. Right now, all customers get a profit boost every single NFL day. That means you can pump up your gridiron winnings multiple times a week. Today, Thursday, we have a profit boost token, a live profit boost token. You can boost any live bet of your choosing, and also a to catch a pass profit boost token for tonight's Thursday night game. We love playing that market on our live watch along. So if you haven't tuned into our live watch alongs, come tune in, throw down that to catch a pass profit boost token with us. FanDuel has tons of ways to get in on the NFL action. You can bet on money lines, spreads, player props, and so much more. Plus, with super simple live betting, lightning fast bet settlements, and instant withdrawals, FanDuel makes betting on the NFL easier than ever before. Just visit FanDuel.com/forward progress to download FanDuel today. Must be 21 plus and present in select states, or 18 plus and present in DC. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as knowledge-drawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms for both offers at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. SGP time. Suma, you already talked through yours. Can't really put it together without Garendo and the his props being listed. So I have one here, a small one, a sneaky one, and you're going to tell me if you like it or not. Personally, I've always been a fan of Juwan Jennings. Love him as a player. Talked about it a little bit earlier. Rams give up a ton of explosive plays, specifically the 20-plus yard catch. They give a ton up. I believe they're third in the league or fourth in the league at giving up the most 20-plus yard catches here. So listen, I'm sure people who watch the show, they know where I'm going with this. I'm looking at an inverse correlation play on Juwan Jennings. His total receptions right now are 5.5 at FanDuel, 4.5 at some other places. I'd probably play this at FanDuel, get that extra reception. And I'm going to play that up to 90 yards. So it's under 5.5 receptions, 90 plus yards. That's going to get you a 14-1. Pretty simple here. 14-1, under 5.5 receptions, over 90 yards for Juwan Jennings. Suma, just quickly your thoughts on that.
Yeah, don't hate that at all. I think that the Niners will look to run the ball. I think they will have success, and then I also think they will dial up a few shots down the field against this soft Rams secondary. So can absolutely see him having a few big time catches down the field.
Perfect. That's about it for us here. If you like that, make sure you go play that over on FanDuel. Get that extra reception. It'll help a little bit. But yeah, that just about does it for us here today. Listen, if you're looking to get some more information on these 49ers injuries, make sure you tune in live tonight on Forward Progress. We have our live watch along. We're going to be going live at 8 p.m. Eastern time, just 15 minutes before the game. We'll be firing off some quick player props, some SGPs pregame. We'll be running throughout the entire game. It's a ton of fun if you're new here. If you haven't seen it before, make sure you tune in. If you made it this far in this video, that means you like this content. So please press that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on our newest content. For Fabian Sommer, for myself, this has been a Thursday night football preview presented by FanDuel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one.